Today's lesson is about phrasing with the blues. We're going to go through a list of suggestions and guidelines to help make your playing more dynamic, more melodic, and more interesting. Let's dig in. So the very first rule of phrasing is call and response. It's a question answer. I'm playing a G blues. It's the chord changes for Texas Flood, Stevie Ray Vaughan. So I'm going to ask a question, and then I'm going to answer it, and I'm going to go back and forth and have a conversation. It's a question answer. Here's my answer. Question. So I'm going back and forth asking questions. How's it going? Pretty good. How you doing? I'm good. So that's kind of the idea. So what we want to do is find something melodic to latch into. That's the next kind of suggestion, is to find something melodic. So I got to find a melody, a hook, and I got to work that hook so it's something that's memorable. So let's see if I can find a hook. It's different every time you play. There's a hook. I like that, that's a hook. Okay, so I try to find something melodic. I find a little hook. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to latch in on that hook. Gonna do it again. Do it again. See? So I found a melodic hook and I latched into it. Let's do it one more time. I can kind of live on that all day long if I wanted to. All right, so that's the idea. It's call and response, and you're trying to find a melodic hook. We're looking for a motif. The chord changes I'm playing over for this tune, it's G9 to C9. If you want to make a backing track for yourself, to G9 again. And we're in 12/8 time, so it's a 6 measure. Here's the 5 chord, D9, C9, G9, and D9. I'm playing out of the Fractal Axis FX 3, and this is the Robin Ford Dumble sound. I think the clean track is a Fender Vibrolux, but Robin Ford Dumble, really stand by great, standard sort of staple blues guitar sound. All right, so now I'm doing call and response and I'm building on a theme. So now I want to kind of feature a technique. I'm going to find a technique I kind of latch onto. And that's going to become part of my thing. So whatever technique I decide to do, let's do like a little palm mute. And palm mute again. Okay, and there we go. So I'm going to go. All right, that's my first technique I kind of decided to latch into. Let's do a bend. Okay, I'm going to do the same kind of bend, like a double pump bend again. So D-wee, so that's kind of a hook here. That's another hook, right? So I go. D-la-ga-na. So I just introduced a rake. Let's do a pinch harmonic. Okay, so now I have pinch harmonic, rake, double pump bend, and palm muting going on Let's do a trill. All right, I'll try to do all those again. Double pump bend. Rake. So in my mind, I'm doing all those things. I'm sort of trying to find different techniques I can latch into to form continuity so it sounds to the listener like you're saying something that's cohesive and not just a bunch of rambling. The next thing is to feature rhythms, right? So I can do a rhythm. Let's do a triplet. That's the obvious one. I'm going to go lock it, da, 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 da. Triplet. Triplet. Let's do like a. So that's. So I kind of just did a little sketchy little thing there. Is that a word? Sketchy. To get a little dance going on there. So I found a rhythm to latch into that I thought was kind of cool. So that also gives continuity to your playing too, because you're finding a rhythm. So that's kind of the first 4 basic rules are call and response, building on a theme, finding a motif, finding a melody you can latch into. Then you can vary feature different techniques, featuring different techniques, and then featuring different rhythms. So those are the kind of the cornerstones of blues phrasing. That'd be like the first tier: call and response, motif, building on a theme, finding rhythms you can feature, and finding different techniques that you can feature. Here's some more rules of phrasing. I'm playing over Susan Tedeschi, Little by Little. It's a great tune, really bouncy, so I decided to do something a little faster and different for this next part. I'm going to do another important concept. I'm going to vary the intro point for my phrasing. If I start the phrasing at the same place every time, it's really obvious and boring. So for example, if I go like this, 1, 2, 3, starting on 2 each time. Here you go again. It's so obvious when I'm going to do it, right? You can feel that I'm going to start at the same place, and that's boring. So this time I'm going to vary the intro point. Now another thing I'm doing, the next one, is to play over the bar line and extend the phrase so it's not obvious. You see how I went over the bar line? I kept playing through the measure into the next measure. And if you combine that with varying the intro point, that's a great rule. So I kept playing through the bar line there. That really helps. Now the next one is to change the length of the phrases. So some phrases are longer and some phrases are shorter. So you want to do a little phrase and a longer phrase. Here's a little phrase. Okay, and then I'm going to get a little longer. So let's start short. So that was a lot longer phrase. I kept playing, and it made it interesting because I'm not making it obvious. So the next tier here was to start at a different place when you phrase. Don't always start at the same place. Play over the bar line. Play over the measure into the next measure. And then vary the length of the phrasing. So this is all happening. It's all simultaneous, right? We're doing call and response. We're building on a theme. We're featuring different rhythms. We're featuring different techniques. We're starting our phrases at different places. we're playing over the bar line, and we're varying the length of the phrases. That's a lot of stuff, but all those things together really make it interesting. Next is dynamics. Dynamics is the louder and softer aspect. We're going to break this down to a couple different levels. The first level is what I call the beat pulse. And that's like the heartbeat of your playing. And that's going to jump off the page. That's what gives the kind of an emotional sort of attachment, I think. So I've got this like whoom, whoom, whoom thing happening, right? Next one is the phrase pulse, and that's a dolphin that's jumping way above the water and back down. And that's happening at the same time that the beat pulse is happening. So Larry Carlton said if you play quietly, people will listen. So you can get really quiet and really louder while you're doing the beat pulse at the same time. So if I go like... a little louder. See, it's louder and it's softer, and the beat pulse and the phrase pulse back and forth at the same time. It's such a great thing to do. Now, the next thing we want to talk about is stylistic playing. So you want to kind of fit your playing into the style that's appropriate. So if you're playing a B.B. King song, try to do some B.B. King type licks. If you're playing the Kenny Wayne Shepherd song, kind of get into Kenny Wayne Shepherd's head and do some of that phrasing. Or I'm thinking Robin Ford at the moment when I'm doing this, I think. Stevie Ray Vaughan is his own thing, and from the Albert King's kind of school of thought. There's the Freddie King sound. All these players, you want to listen to as many different players as you can. And then the players you listen to the players that they listen to. And go all the way back to the beginning and look for the lineage of people that influence other players that influence other players. And then when you're doing your playing, if you're playing over a specific song that's from a specific artist, you can sort of tailor make your playing to fit what they would have done. And it's a good way to learn too. You're not really copying them. You're just sort of getting into their sort of groove, their mindset, their mentality. So I do that a lot too. One thing I thought was a cool idea, I saw this Joe Bonamassa interview, and he said to play a super fast line at the beginning of your solo when the audience isn't expecting it. I thought that was a cool idea. So you start your solo and you're like, and then suddenly back into the blues again, and everybody's like, whoa, kind of catches you off guard. It's a cool idea. So let's get into these guidelines and suggestions. We'll go through them again, and then we're going to get to the most important aspect, which is the compositional aspect or storytelling. So I'm starting with call and response first. Question answer. Okay, now I want to try to do, building on a theme, try to find something melodic to catch into. Okay, so try to find something melodic to latch into. Okay, dot, dot down is the rhythm. So now I'm building on a rhythm. Because it's in the song, so I took it from that. Let's do some techniques. We'll do some pizzicato. Take harmonic. Okay. Now we're going to try to put some varying the intro point. Played over the bar line there. I went beyond the bar line. Okay. I'm going to vary the length of the phrases. See? Okay, now I'm going to try some dynamics. Nice and quiet. Okay, nice and quiet. Okay, so I'm doing all the different things all together. Now the next aspect is storytelling. So I'm going to start with something, a longer phrase first, and then I'm going to start to build on the theme, and then I want to get like kind of explode, then back off. And then the longer you play, if you have like 12 bars, you can do a little bit of that. If you have 24 bars, you can do more. If you have 36 bars, you can do more. And you can kind of build intensity, start smaller and build up and build up and build up. And that's kind of where the good stuff is. I hope that these concepts will help you with your blues playing. Add them in one at a time, and then eventually you'll be able to do all of these simultaneously. It adds the three-dimensional aspect to your playing. It will give you feel and emotion and intention, and it's a really fun thing to be playing when you're running on all cylinders. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. Plenty of lessons on their way, and I'll catch you next time.